As well as the Onyx, I also got an Amiga. Bought this off eBay, sold my first generation iPad, and put the money towards this. And I got floppies and manuals and joystick, and I even went and bought a scanner for it. The floppies were a bit of a problem. Most of them were damaged, didn't work, disk errors, so on and so on. Far more though than I would have expected. Certainly I've got some really old Mac floppy disks, and they're fine. Heck, I've even got a tape for the Commodore PET from 1978 and it still loads. So I was surprised at how many of them wouldn't. So that leads us to floppy emulators. There wasn't really a convenient way of just getting an Amiga disk image and then burning it to floppy, as it were, and then using them like you do with normal systems. For some reason it seems to be a bit more complicated than that. Serial transfers, things like that. And well, I looked around for floppy emulators, and this was what I found. Not quite the SD card sized PCB that you get with 64s and BBCs and so on. I mean, I've got one stuck down the back of the BBC there, which is double the size of an SD card, and that's it. This is from Gotek. I think these are originally for PCs, and clever individuals discovered a way of reprogramming them. Now, you can attach them at the back if you've got the correct cable for that, but some stuff doesn't work because it expects to boot from floppy disk 0, the internal one. So to kind of make this the internal floppy disk, well, you've got that kind of mess there, which isn't so good. You can install it inside, but to do so you're really going to have to Dremel the faceplate around the floppy enclosure there to give you enough space to press the couple of buttons that are situated underneath those LEDs. And that wee display there tells you what disk image we are on, and we are on, as you can see, the Workbench 1.3. To change, well, we move up, and providing it's an appropriate disk for where you are beginning, it should hover a while. You can't see it, there we go, and bingo, the other disk appears. It all operates at floppy disk speed, so you're not getting a great speed increase or anything like that within the process. It's still slow. Slow floppy disks are slow on this system too. As good as everything was that I got, it was a nice package, magazines and manuals and all that. The mouse is awful. So yeah, I'm going to have to, I've got an ordered for a mouse port USB to sort it out, but thankfully, I mean, the mouse moves, but the buttons don't really work. But thankfully, Alt and the Amiga key works as a left click, so everything is good there. And ooh, that's awfully impressive, isn't it? Let's get rid of that. As you can see, that's not working, but that does. Now, if we move up the discs, and we'll, not quite sure what's next on this actually. Could be disc. It's disc 3, I'm sure it's disc 3. Actually, what we'll do, let's do that first, and we'll wait for the disc to appear on the screen. There we go, it's behind there, but can you see it? There we go, mercenary. So at this point, the disc is in there. I'm now at that bit there, so if I switch it off and then switch back on, it will boot from the last disc that was selected. Workbench. Tum-de-tum-de-tum. As you can see, slow. Ah. Well, there's the crack screen anyway. And now we're waiting for the load. Anyway, you get the idea. Cheap. Anyway, about 25 quid. Well worth it. If not incredibly unsightly. Still not there yet. Never mind. Cheers now.